The grand drama of this world is that we were not created in this physical world. We were created in a spiritual world where we didn't have a physical body, but a body made out of light. And we were given an instruction, and we know this instruction as do not eat of the tree of good and evil. In reality, what we were asked to do was for us not to bring evil souls into this world, souls that belong to other dimensions and other worlds. But what have we done? We've transgressed that order with premeditation. And now I will let you know why Adam and Eve transgressed that order. What happened was that the fact that they transgressed this order manifested a series of spiritual entities that have generated adhesions to our souls. This is symbolized in the Torah as the fig leaves when Adam and Eve seen themselves as naked. The fig leaf symbolizes a great secret, which is the adherence of damaging spirits to our souls. And why have these spirits turned into damaging spirits? Because they are the ones that oppose the Creator in creating us. They told the Creator that He was going to create a being with such power that they would destroy His creation. The Creator agreed with these damaging spirits and said that they would have the right to interfere via the system of security that would prevent us from crossing that line, the line of not being able to destroy this world. But this power that was given to these entities turned into an abusive power against the human being and in adherences that make us their victims, which generate great pain. When we didn't have a physical body, we were created in another dimension called the Garden of Eden. The fact that we didn't have a body made us immune to these entities. But when we came down to this world with this body, we became vulnerable to these entities. Why did Adam and Hava transgress this order? For only one reason. They wanted to glorify the Creator. Interesting. They transgress a direct order in order to glorify the Creator. How does this happen? There is a spiritual law that says two beings that have affinity will unite, and if they do not have affinity, they will separate. A pure man and an impure man will not be together. They will not have the same affinities. So if we have the same affinity, for example, for those that like sports, they will hang out with sports fans. And those that like poetry will hang out with poets. And those that like crime will hang out with criminals. Those that like spirituality will hang out with those saints or whoever is spiritual. But with those damaging entities, we never hung out with. We wanted like superior souls that God created. We wanted to destroy these damaging entities. But there wasn't an arena where good and bad could exist in order to destroy them. Then we asked our Creator that He create a space that good and evil would be in the same boxing ring. So therefore, God created the material world. The material world has the virtue to be able to make cohabitate two powers that would never have cohabitated in the spiritual world because they have no affinity to each other. The generosity and mercy and pride or ego would never have been able to find each other but in the physical body, the physical world. There they have a stage where they can find each other. And we asked our Creator that He would unite us in a place where we could cohabitate with the damaging entities so that we could defeat them. But what happened? Not only have we not been able to defeat them, but we began to suffer a lot. So looking at us, our Creator thought that that challenge was impossible, that we could not transform the bad into good. We couldn't reach our goal. We didn't have the sufficient muscular structure. He then sends us a tool via Moshe, named the Torah. What happens? What happens is that the Torah is in a language that is too codified that it's almost impossible to understand. It's based on stories. Then Moshe was taught on how to decipher this legacy, and he gave it as a firearm to defeat the negative forces. And that is why I searched for this firearm. And I realized that in order to defeat these negative forces, we have to recognize them. Please pay attention, because this is the basis of all that I'm going to explain. The first individual entity that came to this world was Cain. Cain is not the son of Adam and Eve, or Adam and Hava. He is the son of Hava, and a spiritual entity called the tree of good and evil. Our Creator said, "Do not attempt it," but we attempted it anyway, so that we would be able to defeat them. Because the reason we live in this world where we have bad is because we have asked our Creator for it. Cain bore sons called Azah and Azael. Azah and Azael we have combined into one name, Azazel. And they have generated a series of origin that is classified in the secrets of the Torah in this manner. There were 5 categories of damaging angels that came to this world that have a mortal jealousy. The first category are called the Nephilim, which means the fallen in Hebrew. They covet our women. They are the ones who provoke internal fights in marriages and generate the 70% divorce rate that is in this world. It is not us, it's the entities that we cannot see that are here to cause us harm. The second category are called the Gibborim, translated as the powerful ones. These incite the human being to look for honors and power. We as human beings, we do not want it, but we are incited telepathically. Then we have the Amalekim. They take us away from the study of the spiritual. They defame it to the point that people say, well, I prefer to do other things rather than to get into the spirituality of things. This type of thinking comes from the Amalekim. The Anakim, which is the high, they incite the unjustified or unprovoked hate. This hate is, I have a Mercedes-Benz, and you have the same Mercedes-Benz as I do, but I do not like that you have the same Mercedes, and I want to be more than you. You have to have a small car, and I have to have a big car. Then we have the Rephaim, the giants. They are the ones that curse and send out the evil eye. What does evil eye mean? They block our projects. They make events come out wrong for us. Many times we don't understand why things don't come out right for us. Time after time, they make us stumble. These are the Rephaim. They have only one function, to frustrate us and to generate or plant chaos. They have 6,000 years doing a great job generating chaos. If we were able to do a great job like they do, we would be living very, very good. So now we have defined the bad. The bad are neighbors that cohabitate with us that we cannot see. They can see us, but we cannot see them. They enter in us just like a bacteria or virus. Of course, to fight with an enemy that you cannot see is very hard. So now we can see them, and they are in the screen in front of you. The origin of Azah and Azael is named Samael and Lilith. Samael is an angel whose only job is to distance us from the secrets of heaven. Lilith is to rob us of our vital energy that we have in our creative seed. Both of them make a very strong tandem. Samael is the spirit of the serpent, and Lilith is his female counterpart. They provoke fear, enemies, jealousy, excessive ambition, loss of semen, defamation, evil speech, cruelty, and a hard heart. They distance us from our Creator and lower us to the level of animals, disconnecting us from all spirituality. We are living in a trap. And I'm going to tell you how this trap works, so that when you know about it, or so that when you see it, then you won't be fooled and fall again into it. The trap is as follows. They make us trip against our will because we don't even know it. They create bad vibes, fear, envy, and then they make us trip. And then we make errors. And then we are accused. And these accusations stay registered in the cosmic memory, in the classic form. And it generates a karma, a tikkun in Hebrew. And this system of the utilization of punishment against what error that has been provoked by them tripping us turns out to be cosmic situations. That's to say, situations that cause pain. But it hasn't been us that has made the short circuit. It's the tripping up that has made the short circuit, and then it has created a system of karma that the astrological world returns the criminal tools that are used by the evil forces. The evil forces, as we have mentioned, are the Nephilim, the Giborim, the Amalekim, the Anakim, and the Rephaim. They are the ones that make us trip. They are the ones that will accuse us at the same time. Then they are the ones that provoke us to a karmic life. And that is how things happen to us. But this is a trap. It's a lie. This is called a cosmic injustice. We're going to try to get back justice to the human being. Today we're going to take care of these 5 entities. In the Kabbalistic world, these 5 entities are called Mazikim and Metrakraim. One is named demons and the other is named accusers. They do not support the diffusion of the Kabbalah. They are blinded and are spooked. They run away from it. What we are doing here today, which is revealing the secrets of Kabbalah, is that this is an antidote against the pain inflicted on humanity. So it's worth to reveal these secrets, since we know that when we reveal these secrets, they run away. But we don't want them to run away. We want to eliminate them. Point 1. And trying to eliminate them is nothing magical or witchcraft. On the contrary, it's something very clean and very holy. Point 2, that they leave from this world and that they stop making us fall, and that they stop utilizing the astrological system as a criminal tool against humanity. This is what we want. When we reveal the secrets of heaven, they flee with fear. But if we reveal sublime secrets, they transform. And what this means is that they transform from demon to angel. Why? Because they are so amazed in the quality of these secrets that they turn and adapt these secrets, and they cannot live without these secrets. So therefore, they have to turn benevolent. So this being said, we can make them leave or we can make them convert. I will tell you that coming to this world isn't a heroism. All of us are heroes. Let me tell you why. Because we know why we are here. We are here to defeat these negative forces. And we know that in this physical world, good and bad cohabitates. And we come from a spiritual world because before we were born, we were as spiritual beings without a body, where because of the law of affinity, evil could not cohabitate with us. We have accepted to come into this world where good and evil cohabitates. We have to be heroes. And what do we mean by heroes? Let me give you an example. There are these terrorists that, for example, kidnap an airplane full of people. So therefore, the president of the country in question calls on an elite commando unit for the purpose of the elite force to confront the kidnappers and liberate those that were sequestered. So this elite force of commandos are heroes because they will go and cohabitate with the kidnappers, which of course are very dangerous people and criminals. They will meet in the place where there is bad so they could liberate the hostages. We are these elite commandos. When we come to this world, that is who we are. Now, the president will not send in commandos if they do not have the right tools to do the job or to win the fight. And where are these tools? We have them in the secrets of the Kabbalah. So therefore, these evil forces will separate you from the secrets of the Kabbalah. When the Kabbalah teachers pass these secrets down on a one-on-one basis, do you think that passing down this great wisdom, one by one, we can save this world of 7 billion harmful people? Because there's just as many harmful people as there is human beings. Well, of course not. We have to do a mass diffusion. Since it all started with a sexual act, because there was a spiritual sexual act when we didn't have a body in the Garden of Eden, and we let these forces take us to this tree of knowledge of good and evil to bring the evil soul, which is Cain, who later transforms into Azazel, and then transforms in all that we discussed. So if we have spun our wheels, even if it was voluntary for a sexual act, we again have to use this sexual act to correct it, and we shall see how. You also have to know that our soul, that force that allows us to be alive, it is connected with a cosmic soul. That is to say, what we do here on earth not only has a repercussion here on earth, but it also has a universal repercussion. The repercussion is on earth, in the universe, in this dimension, and in all dimensions. We have no idea in the greatness that we have or how great we are, because we have been led to ignorance. We have been led away from the great secrets of heaven so that we would discover this secret that we are revealing. And just like our Creator sent us Moses, our prophets tell us that the Mashiach will come with the quality that a spark of his soul is implanted as a spark in every soul, in every human being. That is to say that when he elevates himself, all of humanity is also elevated. When he makes an ascension, all make that same ascension. When he defeats evil, then all of humanity also defeats evil. He is the locomotive of all these sparks. It is necessary that this Mashiach should inject himself as an antidote against evil, so that this can happen in the cosmic energy that encompasses all of our souls. And from here comes the precept of being circumcised, because the circumcision is telling us that in the circumcision is where the secret of overcoming evil lies. And the question is, but how? It is very simple. There are 72 fullness or plenitudes in life. I'm speaking about the fullness of having children, or having intelligent children, or to have beauty, or to have health. These are the life's fullnesses. There are 72 fullnesses in life, which are coded in Kabbalah as the 72 names of God. And those 72 names of God are 72 energies that are recorded within the semen of the human being. With those 72 forces, we can turn evil into good. But spill our seed in vain, then these forces of evil are energized, since they do not have their own energy and become strong. If we use it for good in a correct way, we bring a lot of fullness. And if we use it for worse, we bring great strength to our enemies. Because in this semen, there are 72 plenitudes. You will see that everything is engraved on the vital force that gives life, and that is the semen. Now, all of the semen poured out for 6,000 years in an improper way, thrown to the ground, thrown away with birth control methods, etc., etc. All this that evil has created has been empowered. This has generated tremendous cracks in the universe. These fractures is what have given permission to the harmful agents to generate a karmic situation against the human. But there is a band-aid that closes these cracks, and it is called the shofar. This tool closes the cracks that were generated by all the spilled semen that has given so much vitamin to the forces of evil. If you like, we can start to close them. The sounds you're going to hear, these sounds are established in the Kabbalah to close the cracks of the vital energy wasted by the human being of the last 6,000 years. Those who hear this sound, I imagine you have created a vibration, but you have to know that these sounds releases a mist that is made of fire, air, and water. This counteracts cosmic lunar influences caused by deceit of the children of Azah and Azael. Right now, if there were these entities here, they are now gone because they cannot handle it. So the redemption of this world happens to close these fractures. I also have to say that in the Torah, we have been given the Saturday. It's called the Shabbat. Why do you have to respect the Shabbat? Because the energy that governs the Shabbat, when one fulfills it, makes those evil forces impotent. There are some meditations to make every day a Saturday. That is to say that these meditations make the Sunday have the same energy as Saturday, that Monday have the same energy as Saturday, that Tuesday have the same energy as Saturday, that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as well, the same, so that every day will be Saturday. And when this energy governs, evil forces have no place in our world. They go down to an underworld, and while we make every day bring the energy of Saturday, and here are the codes of how we have to meditate every day the sequence of letters. Hebrew names. At that time, we leave no room for the forces of evil in this world. Notice that when we were given the first tablets, the biblical subject says that the first set of tablets did not look like the second tablets. Moses broke the first tablets. Why did he break the first tablets? Because the first tablets brought the secrets that I am revealing to you now, so that for the world of these beings would not be able to survive in our world. But what happened? Something called the sin of the golden calf. The Egyptians who gathered together with the people of Israel when they came out of Egypt. Israel had 600,000 souls, but those who left Egypt were about 2.5 million people on the way out to receive the Bible. Those Egyptians who were wizards urged to make the golden calf, and that golden calf is what symbolizes how they once again cited the people of Israel to shed their semen, and when poured through the path of promiscuity, Moses broke the tablets. The second tablets he brought is a coded Bible. And then it cost us 3,600 years in order to understand how to cast out these beings. That is to say that by the act that Moses took, the act which was of taking the people that were not of his country, because he said that when they saw the miracles that God was going to do, they were going to convert. Well, they did not convert. On the contrary, they wanted to know where the power of Moses came from. The power of Moses. Today, I'm going to reveal it. You remember that there is a story where Moses Moses' stick, or his staff, becomes a snake, and the wizard's stick becomes a snake, and then the staff of Moses eats the snake of the Egyptians, and the Egyptian magicians tell that they had no idea how it was done, and that it was above them, and they wanted to know what Moses' secret was. And so that is why they went out with the people of Israel to see if they could, as spies, discover Moses' secret on how he could alter the natural laws. I also have to say that when we do Kabbalistic meditations, we become totally immune to the aggressions of Metrachaim and Mazikim, the accusers. From now on, I'm going to call them Metrachaim, the accusers. That is to say that the penicillin we inject so that they cannot touch us and not get caught in their trap is called the Kabbalistic meditations. I can also say that there were 3 patriarchs who had not yet received the Torah because it was prior to Moses. Of course, there were Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 3 are considered spiritual leaders. They do not come from where the other souls come from. They are souls that come from an extraction far superior to the souls of the common mortals, and are the ones who keep this world from being destroyed. If this didn't happen, then this world would have been destroyed long ago. The souls of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are incarnated in the chief of the angels, who is called the Metatron. Metatron is embodied within the Messiah. The Mashiach has within his soul a spark in the soul of all human beings. And on the merits of these 3 patriarchs, this world still exists. We have very powerful tools to overcome evil. We have the Ketoret, which is the incense. Just by visualizing it, it has embedded codes that immediately spook these negative forces. Then we have the 72 names of God and the 42 names that are those which the Creator, with them he created the whole creation. You become a creator if you know how to utilize the 42 names. You have no idea the power that you are seeing with your eyes. If our logic does not understand, our soul acts as a barcode reader and absorbs this energy and flows in these letters that are recipients of divine thought. And it turns us as creators, but not creators of karma, but creators of karma that we would like in our lives. That is to say that we manufacture our own events. This is a great tool that I am projecting right now at this moment. And now comes the big secret, because I wanted to give you a big secret. Do you know what you are seeing? Well, I'm going to tell you today. What you are seeing here is the form of a dragon. It's a series of stars that have the form of a dragon. In Hebrew, it's called the Teli. And as you see, they are above the astrological system. There you have the zodiac, and above the Teli. Well, the criminal tool that the forces of evil use is the zodiac and its planets that can cause a lot of pain to the human. But if we transcend, that is to say, if we go beyond the astral system and connect with the Teli, and that is another astral system that is above, if we get to connect with the Teli, and the only thing that reaches this world are events of goodness, wellness, and plenitude, total happiness. And now comes the great question. And how do we skip the astral system to connect with the dragon or with the Teli? You know that the patriarch Abraham had discovered this almost 5,600 years ago. And he gave it to one of his concubines who went to China. And from then they do And from then, they do the worship of the dragon. And nobody knows what is the worship of the dragon. Now you will know that the dragon is the Teli. The Chinese do not know. They only talk about the dragon, but the origin of that knowledge is this superior astral system above ours that telescopes do not know. But they do emit a vibration of plenitude, goodness, and well-being in all fields of life. What we have to do is make a leap to the karmic astral system until we connect with Tali. That's the secret I want to reveal to you. And the second part of this conference that I'm going to give today are going to be the tools to make that leap.